right, we're now at part 3. Part 2 ended kind of abruptly because I couldn't decide exactly where to end it, so apologies for that, but hopefully you knew what to do and just clicked ahead to the next one. So here we go. We are on question number 20, and we're off.
The moral of the story is, of course, that salt can make anything taste better by making it taste more like itself. Whether you're talking about potatoes.
The moral of the story. I cut out the story because it's already longer than it needs to be. But basically, it's a story about how a king wanted his daughters to flatter him. And so one daughter said, I love you more than gold. And one said, I love you more than silk or ivory or something expensive. And then another daughter said, I love you more than salt. And the king was like, and banished her from the kingdom. And then that night, the cook made all of his food with no salt. And he was like, why is my food so tasteless and awful and yucky and horrible? And, well, you said salt was no good, wasn't important, so I figured you wouldn't need any. And, of course, he forgave the daughter and brought her back. And then it turns out in the story that the chef and the daughter were boyfriend and girlfriend. So that's why he did it. But anyway, that's the story he's talking about.
Watermelons or chocolate. Now, 4 out of 5 scientists agree that this is due to salt's ability to electrically turn the volume up on our taste buds. 4 out of 5 scientists.
Taste buds is what he said there. And so that's the question that we need to answer. Salt makes everything taste better because it electrifies our taste buds.
Disagree, however, with foodies who claim to be able to taste the difference between different salts, say one from the Sea of Japan and one from former East Germany. Scientists claim that the trace elements that make these salts unique make up less than 1% of the total salt and are therefore undetectable by the human tongue. Fine, but lest we forget, genetically speaking, there is less than 1% difference between us and them. Chips, not puppets. Anyway, the thing that really separates one salt from another is texture.
So for this next one, it's matching on the paper. It's matching. So again, do whatever you would like to do. If you want to highlight, and then italics, and then bold, and then underline. That's probably what I'm going to do to match mine up. Or you can print it out and draw on it and just send it to me that way or get paper copies. It's all fine.
If we're going to talk texture, we'll have to talk about shape. And to talk about shape, we really need to employ the X19.3 laser scope. Pretty sweet, huh? Lights! Laser scope. Excellent. Behold, table salt. Small, uniform, hard cubes. Think of it as...
Okay, so if we go to our paper, we've got table salt. I'm going to highlight that one. And small, uniform cubes. All right.
As, well, in the precipitation world, this would be sleet. Now, let's compare that to Fleur de Sel, a naturally evaporated sea salt harvested from the coast of France. Notice the open architecture, the lightness, the irregularity. They are essentially snowflakes.
Okay, so now we have sea salt as our second one. So I'm going to put that in bold. And irregular shapes and sizes is also going to go in bold.
Here we have 2 examples of kosher salt, both coarse and fine. And, it looks like we even have one of the pyramid shapes that is indicative of a specific kind of vacuum pan processing.
Okay, so then our kosher salt, we're going to underline that one. And pyramid-shaped flat crystals is our kosher salt.
What unifies all of them is that they are generally flat, which means that they will stick to the side of meat and slowly dissolve. That means they're good for pulling juices out of meat, and that is what defines them as kosher or koshering salt. Also of interest, pickling salt. composed of tiny, tiny little uniform cubes that are smaller than table salt and also don't have any additives.
All right, and so that's this one, pickling salt. So we'll put that in italics. And tiny, tiny uniform cubes with no additives is pickling salt.
Which I like. Since the cubes are so small, they dissolve very easily in cold water, so they're great for building brines and pickle bases, things like that. They also stick very well to things like French fries, popcorn, and the occasional slug. Lights!
All right, I'm going to call that because the next question isn't until the middle of him cooking, and I'm not going to show all of that. So this is the end of video 3. Please make sure you video 4. I think maybe we'll finish up the rest of it in video 4. Okay, bye.